I want to vote for. Oh wait, look, we can't say that. We don't because we can't be.
We can't talk about modern politics. But you know what we can talk about?
Former politics.
Munch Munch.
Crunch Crunch.
Welcome to
And our bonus bite
with Luke
and Jacob.
We won't acknowledge why there wasn't a Theological Thursday last week.
Yeah, we won't acknowledge that. What do you mean there was a Theological Thursday?
Yeah, you just don't remember it.
You don't remember
it was just that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we won't acknowledge why the main episode was on a Wednesday either.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't because Luke and I just couldn't record that week.
Yeah, and it was definitely not that we didn't have any idea what we were going to record for our main show episode, and so we put it off like 3 weeks, and then we ended up being the day of, and then we were like, shoot, we're both busy, and then we just had to delay it, and then...
Man, these theoretical scenarios are getting really detailed.
Yeah, they're getting super specific. But you know what we're talking about today? Voting.
Yeah, so I want to talk first, before we start, because we're going to be talking about what president we would vote for in every election. Why was it at first that they were like, sure, we should have everybody yell out their vote publicly in front of everybody?
I don't know, but you know what is a classic is the way that the first U.S. presidential election worked. And actually, it was up until the passing of, I believe it's the 12th Amendment, which was passed in the early 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
But the 12th Amendment changed it so that you specified on your vote who you wanted to be president and vice president. But before that,
it was just like
the rule was literally whoever got the most votes is the president, and whoever gets the second most votes is the vice president. And so, which is dumb, because then whoever is the second candidate gets to be vice president, and they will 100% be a different political party. So, what we are going to do...
That would be crazy in modern politics. Imagine last year, though. That'd been a crazy lineup.
So what we are going to do, that would actually be a wild lineup. The previous election.
Yeah. Which
will remain unspecific. Because, you know, maybe you'll be watching this many, many years from now.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the list of all... Okay, so... I want to see the candidates. I want to see...
you go to Britannica.
Britannica has the candidates? Is that the one you want?
I think that might be it.
Okay.
Is that it?
Access the full article by subscribing today.
No. Where's... What? Okay. It's gotta be on Wikipedia. Come on.
It should be on Wikipedia, our number one source.
Yeah, well, it's not that... It's... Okay. Wikipedia isn't the best source, but when it comes for just lists, it is.
It's actually very good.
Because it's like you're just seeing the list. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. We'll go for the first one. I think it's a classic.
All right. So,
I think
we've got running as so this we're going to say who we'd vote for in each one. So this is the election of 1788. I don't even think that is correct because it actually happened in 1789 in January. But if I remember my history correct. So, the independent candidate General George Washington. We also have running as a Federalist, Mr. John Adams.
Why does it sound like you're doing a boxing announcement?
We have...
in the corner.
Here in the anti-administration, we have George Clinton from New York, I believe.
Wait.
We have, as running as a Federalist as well, John Milton, but not the John Milton you're thinking of, not the one who wrote Paradise Lost, I don't believe. So, out of those three, who would you say you're voting for?
I think we're just going to go for the classic. He's a classic George, you know?
I'm going to go George Washington as well. I think he's a good pick. You know that he actually did not want to run for a second term, and Jefferson had to convince him to run for a second term.
Like, dude, do it again. Do it again.
He literally went, no, run, get elected for 1 year, then step down, and then immediately it was absolutely wild, and he couldn't step down. All right, here we go. In the election of 1792, we have George Washington, John Adams, and then, George Washington, he's Independent Party, John Adams, Federalist. Then we have the Democratic Republican Party. So we have George Clinton, Thomas Jefferson, and Mr. Aaron Burr are all running there. Who are you voting for in this one?
I think we're just going to go, again, like George Washington, the classic.
I think probably the best pick here is going to be George Washington, although, I mean, this gets to the point between Hamilton and Jefferson on interpretation of the the rules of the Constitution. So, if you were going to vote for Jefferson. All right, here we go. The classic election of 1796. So we have the Federalist, John Adams. We have the Democratic Republican, Thomas Jefferson. And then we have many of the same names we saw already. We have Aaron Burr, Samuel Adams, George Clinton, John Jay. George Washington is in here in the mix again, but obviously, he definitely did not get enough votes. He got 2 out of the 276 delegates because he had already said he was not interested
Well,
in
I think we're
running.
going to go, we'll say, like, let's say, really this doesn't matter because, like, both of my picks are going to be already present. So we'll say just John. Like, right now.
You're going John Adams?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think John Adams is a better pick here. I think he's going to be a little. I mean, obviously he's Federalist instead of Democratic Republican. I think it's a safer pick in this election. Let's go a classic. They literally give us 2 candidates in this next one. The election of 1800, Thomas Jefferson or John Adams.
I think we just picked. I think for the first few ones, it's basically going to be because, like.
And this is the election that finally decided the 12th. That was after the 12th Amendment, and so now you actually have people running as president and vice president, and so we have Thomas Jefferson with his vice president pick, Aaron Burr, and we have John Adams with. It looks like we have Charles Cotesworth Pinckney as his vice president.
Let's go. I think John did good the first term, and Thomas didn't really. I think Thomas really just undid what John did.
So you're going John Adams on this one?
John Adams.
I think I'm going to go John Adams as well.
Because I feel like really what they were doing was not like helping. They weren't like adding on to what the other person did. They kind of just broke down what the other person did.
Yeah, a classic.
So I think if
all right, so that was the election of, which one was that one? Did we say 1800? All right, next one, a classic. We're going to have the incumbent at the time, Thomas Jefferson, running on the Democratic Republican ticket. Or we can be voting for the Federalist, Charles Cotesworth Pinckney. Looks like this time, though, we have George Clinton as the running mate for Thomas Jefferson, a classic.
Yeah.
So who we voting for in this one?
I think we're gonna go. Let's go. Pinckney. I would like to see. I would not because I have any like thing. I just would like to see what this guy would have done. Like not a bad way, but like I'm like I already know what Jefferson's gonna do. He's gonna send a few people to Tripoli.
Yep.
And then.
All right. Well,
we should skip.
I will say you are definitely in the minority in this one because the split was 162 to 14.
Yeah.
In this election. So.
Maybe we should like skip a few because really most of these are gonna be like John Madison.
Yeah. The next one is James Madison, as the with George Clinton as his running mate.
It's gonna be the same. So like let's.
You want to jump to?
Let's jump to like right before Lincoln, like a few before Lincoln.
All right. Let's jump to the election of William Henry Harrison. We have William Henry Harrison running on the Whig Party ticket, and we have the Democrat candidate Martin Van Buren, and he is running with his running mate, it was his actual running mate, Richard Mentor Johnson. What do you think? We got William Henry Harrison and John Tyler, good old Tippecanoe and Tyler too, or are we going to go with Martin Van Buren?
You know, I think we might have to stick with the Whigs for this one. You know.
You going Martin Van Buren for his second term?
Yep.
All right, he did not get that second term, by the way. But to be fair, Harrison got that 31-day term, so didn't really matter.
Yeah, I think that's the most of the pick because I'm like, actually, I guess theoretically, if he didn't win the presidency, he wouldn't have died.
Yes. All right, and here we have the classic, one of the greatest elections of all time, the election of 1860. We have on the Republican ticket Abraham Lincoln with, one second, I accidentally clicked the link, Hannibal Hamlin as his vice president.
I forget that, guys.
And we have on the Democratic ticket, the Democratic Southern ticket to clarify, John C. Breckinridge with Joseph Lane. We have on the Constitutional Union ticket, John Bell with Edward Everett. And we have the Democratic Northern ticket with Stephen A. Douglas and Herschel V. Johnson.
I think, Lincoln's just a great choice. I think Lincoln did well what he was supposed to be doing, and what he was going to do was going to be very different than what the Democrats thought he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, okay, we're going to, like, take down slavery, but we're not going to cause a war.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Then they proceeded to have a war, but he was not trying to make it be a war.
He was like, dude,
All
I
right.
don't want to take away... Actually, he did.
All right, here is the actual, one of, if not the greatest elections of all time. The 1864 election, in which Lincoln chose a Democrat as his running mate and formed the National Union Party. And we have Lincoln with Andrew Johnson as his vice president, and then it's up against George B. McClellan and George H. Pendleton. And who do we think?
I think we just go Lincoln because the other guy was kind of like just a absolute, not weird. He just didn't. He the only reason he was running is because he was butthurt that Lincoln fired him.
Yes, that is correct.
He was like, I want to be the general, and literally the only reason he got fired is because he wasn't doing anything.
All right, let's jump ahead to another classic election, the election of 1880, in which we have Republican James A. Garfield
Oh, Garfield?
with his vice president, Chester A. Arthur, who will very soon become president due to some unfortunate circumstances.
Some wacky consequences.
Some train station shootouts.
Has a train station students for life.
And we up against the Democratic candidate, Winfield Scott Hancock, with William Hayden English as his running mate.
I think. Do we keep Garfield? But
Wait, was this
close?
It's a tie on percentages. That's crazy. Both with 48.3%. But it looks like Garfield clutched the victory in this one.
Yeah, he kind of clutched up. He did not clutch up during that train fight.
He did not clutch
We're going to go
up.
from Garfield just so we can clutch up on the... We're going to give him a second chance, okay?
Yeah. All right, here's a classic. We've got, obviously, Grover Cleveland. But you know what? We're going to skip him, and we're going to go straight to the famous election of 1896, where we get our next assassination. We have the Republican candidate, William McKinley, with Garrett Hobart as his vice president. Luckily he doesn't get shot until the next time when he's running with Theodore Roosevelt. But we have William Jennings Bryan, who he's up against.
Yeah,
and
I think / populist, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, Democrat / populist. I'm assuming. Oh, here
I think I might just choose Bryan because I would like to see what populist would. Because they're not like populist today.
Yeah.
More so.
Well, his VP pick is populist.
So I don't think most of.
Yeah. I mean, this is, to be fair, almost the exact same lineup we get in the following election. We get McKinley and Bryan up against each other with this time Theodore Roosevelt as McKinley's running mate and Adlai Stevenson. I think that's
nothing
a classic.
Would go, and then the Democrats were like, "We got Roosevelt. He can't do anything. He's."
You mean, yeah? No, it's the Republicans who sent him down
because he's like, he can't destroy our big companies.
He can't destroy New York if we put him in the White House.
If we just
make him in charge of the Senate for a little while, guys, and then all our problems go, oh shoot, he's the president.
The Standard Oil will be completely fine, and then it got broken up.
Yep.
Can we just talk about how goated Theodore Roosevelt was? Like, this dude just wanted to be president because he hated. He was like, dude, you're not going to pay your workers? You're gone. He's absolutely goated.
Here is a classic election. This is the one that I'm definitely not going to be picking, the person who won. We've got the election of 1912. Very famous election. We have Democratic candidate Woodrow Wilson.
Progressive candidate.
We got progressive candidate Theodore Roosevelt. We've got Republican William Howard Taft. And we've got socialist Eugene V. Debs.
And then the socialists never appear again.
They definitely appear again.
Yeah, they definitely.
Wait, let me scroll down.
No. I think
they never appear again. That's actually impressive. At least not on here.
Well, I guess they didn't have. Like, what was their percentage? Check what the socialist percentage was.
6%.
6%.
But zero electoral candidates.
Okay, I'm gonna go Theodore Roosevelt.
I'm definitely going Theodore Roosevelt.
Because during World War I, he would have been like we would have.
Oh, we would have.
Statistics show less people would have died in World War I if we had gotten in earlier, and
Theodore Roosevelt would have walked in there himself and taken them out.
he would have.
He would have walked up to the Kaiser and just taken him out. He would have ended it right then and there.
That sounds like a cool movie.
He would have gotten a second Nobel Peace Prize out of that.
What was he? Oh, he probably for the unions.
No, he got his Nobel Peace Prize for ending. I will check right now. I'm going to click on his link. He has the Nobel Peace Prize for. It is somewhere in here. It is somewhere in here. Come on. Military. Yes, guys, we know he's in the military. He's very famous for that.
Go to post presidency.
No, I think it's during his presidency. I think.
I like
domestic policy.
I like how the guy made the Nobel Peace Prize because he did something really bad. Guys.
Conservation. Where's the Nobel Peace Prize? Where's the Nobel Peace Prize? I know he has it. Foreign policy. Come on, where is it? Boxer Rebellion. That's definitely not what he got the Nobel Peace Prize for. I don't think. Watch me be wrong. Watch it have been for that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look it up online.
Media.
Siri. Why did Teddy Roosevelt win the Nobel Peace Prize?
Which have not gotten one?
Happened in 1906.
Oh, it's in his second term. I didn't get to scroll down that far.
Yeah, it doesn't show me. It's not saying. Sibling educated at Harvard College. Good for him. He went to Harvard.
Maybe he didn't get one. Am I going crazy?
No, he did. It says he got a. It happened in 1906.
Well, regardless,
We'll go with
he
Theodore.
got one. I'm going with Roosevelt. All right, the next one.
Charles Evan Hughes.
Forget Wilson. We don't want Wilson again. No, I do not want Harding in the White House. Get him out of there for the next one. 1920. I'm voting for James M. Cox and FDR. Even though I don't really like FDR that much, I do not want Warren Harding in the White House. The election of 1924. Calvin Coolidge and Dawes. Coolidge is okay. I would rather have Coolidge than
Hoover. We're not voting.
I'm not voting for Hoover.
Al Smith. Don't even know who that is.
We will vote for Al Smith. 1932 election.
Franklin D.
I'll take FDR for the first term. FDR for the first term is okay. He doesn't get that bad until later.
He doesn't get bad until she tries to run for the third term.
Yes, that's true. His third term is bad.
Okay, so I think we'll go Franklin D. Roosevelt, and then Thomas E. Dewey.
Which one is that for his fourth term?
No,
Dewey for the 44 term? That's his fourth term. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
I think. No. Well, do we want? Oh, but here's the thing: do we want
a different president in the middle of
the war?
No,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I think we go.
No, but I don't think Alf Landon is going to be good during the war.
Yeah. So I think.
Tell you what, we'll just keep FDR all the way through until.
I guess it kind of made sense for the time because it was like he's just gonna. They needed a figurehead at the time.
Tell you what, we'll keep him all the way through, even though his policies are wild. Good thing we had a decent Supreme Court.
What is that political party? How much did they win?
The Dixiecrats?
Yeah, what?
It's the States' Rights Democratic Party.
There's aggression. That makes sense.
Yeah, they're the ultra segregation.
Hey,
party.
Richard Nixon, what is he doing?
All right, we got the famous election of 1952 with Adlai Stevenson
I think we just
versus.
keep
Wait,
Eisenhower.
I'm definitely taking Eisenhower, even though I don't really want Nixon. We're taking Ike for both 52 and 56.
Kennedy, we keep Kennedy.
We keep Kennedy for.
Can we change?
Can we get him back in for 64 though?
I think we might say if he wasn't shot, I would totally.
Okay, we'll take Kennedy for 60. Can we take Barry Goldwater for 64 though? Because I don't really want.
Nixon shows up, we go
Hubert Humphrey? No, George. Oh no, George Wallace is really racist.
Yeah, I think we need to. I would say if Robert Kennedy hadn't been shot.
Yes, Robert Kennedy would be the best pick in 1968 if the Kennedy brothers hadn't been shot, we would be taking them for their picks. Let's take Hubert Humphrey over Richard Nixon though. Let's take George McGovern over Richard Nixon for 72 as well.
And then Jimmy Carter.
Please give me Gerald Ford instead of Jimmy Carter.
Ronald
goodness.
Reagan we're keeping. Obviously, that is not even a question.
Ronald Reagan will take for both of his terms.
This is George H.W. Bush.
Well, we'll take Bush, right?
Bush.
Bill Clinton.
George H.W. Bush.
No, Ross Perot.
Perot.
Let's go Ross Perot.
Let's go.
Let's go Ross Perot for 1992.
Hashtag Ross Perot.
And then we'll take Ross Perot again for the 1996. And then we're getting a little close to now, so let's cut it off with the election of 2000,
Okay.
so that it doesn't get into modern
Okay,
politics.
well, here's the thing. This is a really hard choice. Not in a bad way.
It's just who do you want to be there for 9/11?
Yeah, who do you want to be there for now? Actually, you know what? He's not on that list, but he did run in the 2000 election.
You better not say Kanye.
Not Kanye. Who else ran in the 2000 election? Who want Oprah as his vice president, Luke? I want Oprah.
That's true.
I want Oprah, man.
Let's put Oprah in the White House election of 2000.
Well, it's Trump.
Oh, okay.
It's Trump, and he wanted Oprah to run as vice, which
That's
sounds
true.
really funny. That is in his actual thing. Also, he said...
Actually, Trump during the 2000s would be really funny.
Yeah. The only thing I don't... He was very different politically in the 2000s.
That's true. He would definitely be running as a Democrat in the 2000s.
He did not like automatic weapons at the time.
All right, well, that's...
That's it. Man, look at all these cool names.
Wow, there's so many new names in these new ones, but...
Who's John Kasich. Oh, Bernie Sanders. How are you doing?
Wow. Some of these guys got less than 1%. Oh, I remember that vote. That was a throwaway vote there for Colin Powell. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, well,
We made our choices. Don't want to talk about any modern politics, because then we don't want to...
you know, we don't want to get too heated on here.
Yeah.
But
I'm just saying, third time's the charm, guys.
I just showed Jacob the infamous map of the 1984 election.
Guys, hear me out.
Imagine running and getting 13 points in the Electoral College.
Guys, hear me out. We go for a third. Okay, third time's the charm, right? So I'm just saying. I'm not saying that I want his policies. And I don't know if I agree with his policies, because I don't really know what his policies are or any of them.
Who are we picking?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I don't really care about his policies, but third time's the charm. Okay? Hear me out.
That's true.
Third time is the charm.
He won't get shot this time, guys.
Because no one's gonna get shot. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Hey, we're praying for you. I know we already said this in our last video about Robert Kennedy Sr., but
We loved your dad.
RFK, you know, a couple of your policies I'm not big on. I'm not big on a couple of them. You know, I won't get specific. A couple of them are a little not the direction I like to go. But it would be very funny. And you know, elections now are interesting. So it would be pretty funny.
Guys, hear me out. Debate week, they have to play Minecraft.
Yep.
They have to play Hunger Games on Hypixel.
They play Hypixel Bed Wars during the debates. Half of them would not know how to use a computer. I'm gonna be honest.
It'll be better when
Many of the candidates on both sides would not know how to use a computer. I'm gonna be frankly honest.
I'm just saying, we bring that when like us can run, when like our generation can run. We bring that in. Okay?
Yeah. It's actually a Hypixel Bed Wars tournament to decide. It's doubles, right? So you got your vice and president. Winner best 2 out of 3 gets the election.
Guys, can we make politics more like GG than like get really mad? Can we act like that? That's a serious claim.
Can we bring back elections to how they were like, I don't know, literally in the 2000s?
Like when they were like, oh, okay, the other guy won.
Like seriously, like the election of 2008 when who was it?
I think Obama. It was Obama.
No, but I mean who ran against Obama? Because there's a very famous clip where and I really appreciated it. Like it's where is this?
I got it. It's because I do it like this. And you just
there we go. The guys, it's okay. I'm not normally using Jacob's phone for this. I would know where everything is on my phone. Oh, there it is. Electoral College results. The election of, I believe it is 2008. Yeah, John McCain. There's a famous clip of John McCain where this lady just starts bad-mouthing Obama. And John McCain goes, no, don't do that. Like, Mr. Obama is a very nice man, a family man. And it's like, just because you disagree with the dude politically does not mean you have to attack his family and his children and, like, make it such a big...
We're not saying that anyone does that.
No, that's true. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But...
Last year was kind of crazy, guys.
You mean last election?
Last debate.
You know what? But anyway, regardless, it doesn't matter. Listen, let's take it back. Let's make him a little more civil and a little less about this side versus that side, and more about, maybe these policies versus these policies.
Yeah, like let's make it more like, oh, this is why I make this point.
And let's maybe be a little less, oh, this side is automatically right, as opposed to maybe I like these policies and I like these policies less. Yeah. Maybe let's make it a little more about policy and beliefs and a little less about this party is the automatic choice. I like that guy. So, yeah. And maybe a little less about, oh, he's got great ads or something,
Yeah, because I feel like the problem we're having nowadays is that it's getting hard to talk to the other side.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like bipartisanship, and it makes it
also,
so.
Get rid of the political signs. They've split the neighborhoods for like the next 6 months. Okay.
That's true. That's true. He makes a compelling point.
Let's get rid of political signs. We just vote.
Because here's the thing is, if George Washington found out that people put political signs up, I don't think he would have wanted to run. You know what I'm saying? If you're
sure, you can be passionate about what you want to vote for, but you don't.
But you don't have to make it about the person's name, and you don't have to make it like the biggest deal.
Family.
Yeah, because especially, sure, I can understand 20 years ago you want to let everybody know who you voted for because it's not that big of a deal, but now it's super divisive, and one side does not like the other, and the other side does not like the other side.
The only time I thought it was okay was maybe the 2000 election, because that one was like super close.
Yeah.
That one was
the
like...
election, yeah, and honestly, all the elections in the 90s and early 2000s, that sort of made sense. But now, they're getting a little out of hand.
The only reason that the 2000 election was so... Like, there was something bad said about the family. It was like, oh, we just lost by a few.
But yeah, anyway, we want to wrap this up by saying, hey, be informed when you vote this fall. Don't just show up to the poll and pick a random name.
I'm not going to vote, but if you're an adult and you can vote, you can legally vote. You might not be an adult. If you can vote at 18.
Yeah.
But
Jacob is saying that 18-year-olds aren't adults.
I'm not saying...
Based?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not wrong, but based.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is make sure you don't just say, oh, well, blank party believes this, so I'm going to vote for that party.
Yeah.
Look at what the specific guy is saying, because now we're in an area of neo-Republicanism and neo-Democrat. I don't think that's like the term. It's like neo-progressivism. But we're in a point where instead of the political leaders taking the policies of the party, they're shaping the party.
Yeah. So let's be informed. Let's decide who we're going to vote for. And if you don't know who you're not going to vote for, don't just show up if you don't know who you're going to vote for, don't just show up and pick a random name. Like,
don't do like
literally,
SCT,
literally just don't go A-B. Please do literally like 5 minutes of research beforehand. It's not that hard. Like, you can literally, if you have any issue,
it's like March Madness. You watch one video.
Yeah, exactly. No, literally. But if you have anything that you care about when it comes to politics, look up how the candidates are split on that. There's a lot of resources you can find online, and there's literally quizzes you can take that determine, what candidate am I going to agree with the most type deal. So maybe we'll do one of those for funsies, but we'll have to do it for like the election of like 2000 because we're not going to do it for super modern. But yeah, let's be informed when we vote, and have fun. And obviously this whole thing is a joke and in Minecraft. So yeah. All right. Let's say thank you to our Patreon supporters, Sam Shockmayev, JJ Sebastian, and Josiah Keller. And thank you to great friend of the show, Joel Webb. And I hope everybody has a great day, and we'll see ya.